Hey there. Good morning, all. This is Raj from ShareTreck. Wall Street futures are slipping as September winds down with investor attention fixed on the looming US government shutdown and its critical risk to economic data. And I think the data releases are not going to matter much to this market. It seems like this market would not care about much, but we see a little bit of negative in the pre-market. Meanwhile, so far, S&P 500, Dow, and Nasdaq are on track for historically strong September. They are up 3.1%, 1.7%, and 5.3% respectively. And today's tone seems to be a bit cautious, as key reports like Consumer Confidence Report and JOLTS are on the calendar, but may soon be disrupted if government funding lapses. In fact, we have news from the Bureau of Labor Statistics that warns us that if the shutdown occurs, this Friday's vital jobs report and other macro data will be delayed, and that will leave traders with less visibility at a critical market inflection point. However, I do not think that this market is going to shrug off anything. However, if you look at gold, gold is at a record high. It has set a new high, reflecting safe haven demand as shutdown and macro concerns mount. Also, I see geopolitical risk mounting further as Zelensky talks about $90 billion worth of arms purchase, which includes Tomahawk missiles. And those Tomahawk missiles can go, I think, around 2,500 kilometers, and that could hit a good portion inside of Russia. And if any of those events happens, then Russia is going to have to look at who fired that missile, whether it was Ukrainians or Americans, who provided the data and the coordinates, all those things. And then there could be retaliation. So the risk in the geopolitical sector is also mounting. And we know for sure that banks have been buying a lot of gold, and even retail investors have been buying gold. So gold is showing that strength out there, which is what we should pay attention to, I think. And after a brief rebound yesterday, we are seeing that major indices are facing headwinds from policy uncertainty and weaker fundamentals. Even oil is retreating on global supply optimism, while small cap and value stocks continue to show relative strength over tech, even as volatility picks up for quarter end. Analysts see this mixed action as further signs of a possible short-term reversal. September's unusual rally is running into seasonal policy and data headwinds, and defensives are in demand as traders brace for turbulence. Now, friends, this is what I think is happening in the morning, and I want to share with you the top 5 US pre-market stocks which are moving significantly. When I talk about top 5, I would be talking about the stocks which have gone significantly up in pre-market action due to some catalysts. The first one that I want to talk about today is a company called as BENF. Let me go to the TradingView platform so that I can show you this stock. Let's go to BENF. Now, BENF is up around 83.22%. It is surging on heavy volume potentially due to renewed interest. There is a short squeeze happening out there in the opinion of market experts, and it's more of a speculative interest out there. You see a jump of 83 or 84%, so that's what we are talking about out there. And we also have the earnings which have come out as of 29th of September, where we saw that the EPS was more or less met, but in terms of revenue, it was a negative surprise of 282.11. So it is surging on heavy volume. Basically, retail short squeeze dynamics is playing out, and we have Sunrise New Energy, which goes by the ticker symbol EPOW, which is the next stock that I have out here. It is up around 60.18%. It is rallying following an announcement about expanded production capacity and new overseas contracts. That's the driver behind this. So whenever you see these kind of huge movements, you can always see some kind of a setback taking place. So that's what we are looking at out here this morning. And the other stock I want to talk about is VIVK, which is up 44%, bouncing after positive business update and improved Q3 guidance. And we are seeing a movement out here in the pre-market section, and not in the candles out here. It has been going down steadily, but in the pre-market section, we are seeing that it has jumped up around 43%. Of course, this is a penny stock. The next one I'm talking about is STAK. Stack is also spiking as a result of a 33.9% jump as investors react to a new strategic investment and partnership announcement. And the next one I have is something I have to add out here. It is SPRC. SPRC. Now, this company is up 40.81% this morning in pre-market trades. And this is rising on progress in clinical development programs and recent patent activity. It's a pharmaceutical major. And you can check out all of these stocks later on after the live stream and decide what you want to do with this information, because it's almost 7:51 in the morning. By the time I end this live stream, it could be 8:10 or something like that. It gives you sufficient time to do an analysis and decide whether you're going short or long on these names. These names are leading the pre-market on company-specific news and market momentum, not broad-based sector moves. So be careful when you do anything with these stocks. Hi, Hot Dog. Good morning. Thanks for joining. We have the S&P 500 futures now. We are still within the channel. I'm always afraid that we are looking at a bull flag out here, and this could be the breakout. So I'm going to watch this carefully. Right now, pre-market, we are down 0.15%, but anything can change. All we need is a tweet from the president, and things will move in a different direction. MACD is already bearish. Momentum, which was bullish, is tending towards the neutral, and the RSI has cooled off and momentum is also dropping a little bit. And with the pre-market action, I'm thinking that we are in for a little bit of a red start. We'll find out everything when we look at QQQ. And then NASDAQ is down 0.12% in pre-market trades. Again, the same story. This to me seems like a bull flag, which has broken out on the upside. So it has to move up. We are seeing a little bit of a consolidation here today, thanks to this minus 0.11% drop in the pre-market session. We'll see what happens when the market opens. But MACD is telling a story where it's on top of the signal line, ready to cross over to the bearish side. Momentum is also dropping a little bit, even though it's very strong. But RSI has cooled off. And we also have market sentiment, which was bullish, tending to be a little bit weak this morning. Even though still bullish, it's tending towards neutral. The market has to make up its mind. Dollar index is down 0.13% in pre-market sessions, and VIX is up a little bit, 3.17%. 2 consecutive days of VIX going up, and today is a gap up from yesterday's closing. So I think that VIX is also indicating, along with the pre-market action from S&P 500 and NASDAQ futures, that is going to be a little bit of weakness in the morning. Gold is up on all-time highs, and it has given up a little bit of the gains, but it's going to have a strong support out here in this diagonal line of support. And also the parallel is holding it up. The upper end of the parallel, this upper band of the parallel, is performing the role of a support today, and it's providing support at 3,807.47. Right now we are at 3,814.47. So there is still a little bit of support out here. And if I was to expand this chart and recalibrate and position it back for you to see clearly, you will see the wick had dipped below and was pushed up. So I'm of the opinion that today the main test for us will be to stay above this and confirm above this line of support. So today is a critical day for gold to prove that it has decisively broken out of this parallel, and that the top end of this parallel is going to be a confirmed support. If that happens, then we are looking at a target of 3,895.80, which is our long-term bull flag target. So that said, let's look at put call ratio. It's at 0.77, pretty bullish in my opinion. And I would like to look at the Canadian bond yield, 5-year bond yield. It's going to the median of this parallel channel. And I think it's good news from our perspective as Canadians. It's going to mean renewal rates are going to continue to be low. And we are looking for a next rate cut of 25 basis points by Bank of Canada. on 29th of October. That's going to help take the mortgage renewal rate for fixed rates further down. It went down from 3.99 to 3.84 after the first cut, and I'm expecting it will go to the mid 0.7s, 3.7s after the next rate cut, and that's going to be a big boost for the real estate market. When I say big boost, I mean it's going to be something where there is nothing right now. So that's what I'm looking at out here. Now let's go on and have a look at the indicators. S&P 500, it's still within this parallel, and we have a doji candle from yesterday. And this morning, we have seen that the stock market was negative in the futures. So we'll have to see what happens with the QQQ. Let's go on and have a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ has clearly broken out of this parallel, and it needs to confirm above this parallel. And it has got a resistance at around 24,763.27. And yesterday's candle seems to be like a topping tail candle. And we have support out here today at around 24,527. So if we break down below this support and enter back into this channel, that would mean something. However, if we manage to stay above this and break out above 24,742.76, then we would not only have extinguished this candle from the previous day, the topping tail from the previous day, but also we would have confirmed above this parallel channel and made this the top of the parallel channel as a support. So we'll watch what happens today, but the story that I'm getting from the MACD is that it's ready to cross over to the bearish side. It's almost on top of the signal line. Market sentiment, which was bullish, continues to be bullish, but it is tapering off and going towards the neutral. And the momentum is pretty high and elevated, but RSI has cooled off from a peak of around 76.54 and has come back into below 70%. Now, if you look at QQQ, it's down 0.12%, indicating that the market is going to open a negative, in which case we are looking for support somewhere around 595.12 for today, and our resistance is going to be around 602.04. And then I would like to go and have a look at AI. And in AI, we are looking at NVDA, which is up 0.15% in pre-market trades. Of course, resistance will be at 183.68. And we have not been able to break out above this resistance all the way from 31st of July 2025, even though we have a very bullish sign out here, which is a reverse head and shoulder pattern. We have been finding it difficult to break out above the neckline. Can we do it today? That's the big question. Market sentiment is still bearish. MACD is bullish and tending to move away from the signal line. And momentum is also pretty strong, above average, plenty of room on the RSI. So if not today, then when? That's the question. Meta is down 0.08% in pre-market trades. It continues to have support at 736.82. And we have Google, which is down 0.17% in pre-market trades. And we will have support today, I think, at around 242.30. Pre-market, we are at 243.95. We have Amazon, which continues to drop. It's down 0.04%. Yesterday also it opened down a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, but it managed to go up again and create a green candle. Will the same thing happen today? I'm not sure, because market sentiment is absolutely bearish. MACD is moving towards the signal line, but it's still bearish, and momentum is below average. It picked up smartly yesterday. Are we going to repeat that today? The pre-market action doesn't seem to indicate that, so I'll exercise caution out here. And we also have developed head and shoulder pattern, which is bearish. So let me draw this line out here and take the line from here all the way to here. And I would say that this could potentially be a neckline. I have to move this a little bit up so that we have 3-point touches. Yeah, so I would say this could potentially be our neckline. And if this is the neckline, then I'm looking at a breakout from here, which could go down to 205.32. So if this is the case, then we are making a target for around 205.77. for Amazon. I don't know if that has started, but we have definitely broken down from the neckline, but we see unusual movement upwards. So this is only indicating a probability. The reverse head, the head and shoulder is only indicating a probability. Let us see if that comes true or not. The support is not only from the head and shoulder patterns, but it's also from the market sentiment and the MACD, and also from the momentum. So I would not put money into Amazon at this point of time. Again, personal opinion, not financial advice. Apple has formed a consolidation pattern out here. I would say it looks more like a bullish pennant out here for me. And that is quite bullish, but pre-market it's down 0.26%. Market sentiment is still bullish. MACD is still bullish. Momentum is pretty strong. RSI has plenty of room to go up. So I won't write out Apple. The potential is for the bullish pennant to break out on the upside. And that's what I'll be looking at for Apple. Microsoft is down 0.16%, and it has got a resistance at around 514.5. Right now, pre-market, it's up 513.78. So that's what we see in the charts right now. Tesla is down 0.57%. It's already broken out from this consolidation pattern, and it's continuing to move up. But the long wick on the top and the small body and the small wick at the bottom seem to indicate a topping tail to me. And pre-market, we are down 0.56%. And being a perma bear on Tesla, I think this could indicate that we are going to move downwards today. Oracle is down 0.72% in pre-market trade. As I mentioned yesterday, all indications are that we are trying to do a gap fill out here. And if the gap fill happens, then we would probably look forward to build a consolidation pattern out here to build a base and then move back upward, because Oracle is fundamentally a financially strong company. Of course, it's highly leveraged, but its performance is pretty good. It's non-controversial, and I think it's a good stock. AMD is down 0.29% in pre-market trades. We are still looking at the double top target of 143.88. Will we go there? I don't know, because today we have a support at 158.45 and we have a resistance at 163.31, and right now we are at 160.90. SMCI is down 0.47% in pre-market trade. It still continues to have a resistance at 47.4, and it will have a support today somewhere around 45.10. Broadcom is up 0.49% in pre-market trades. We have this diagonal line of support from the past, which is at 329.51, and Broadcom is at 329.50. So I'm not going to change this line of support. I'm going to assume that it's going to open above the line of support. And for today, I would peg the resistance at around 336.11. Palantir is down 0.87% today in pre-market trades, and it will have a support today at around 175.68, and it could potentially face a resistance at 181.31. And we are looking at SMH, which is down 0.05% in pre-market trades, and it's going to have a resistance today at around 326.65, and potentially it could have support at around 321.07. Tempest AI is down 1.07%. It has got support today at around 76.94. APLD is down 1.67%. And I think APLD has got bullish market sentiment, which is kind of weakening a little bit. MACD is also moving towards the signal line, ready to cross over to the bearish side, and momentum is kind of flat, but it is still elevated, and RSI has cooled off a little bit. So I think that APLD could move up, but the pre-market action seems to indicate that there is general overall market sentiment which is weighing down on APLD. So it may probably consolidate today and probably stay above 20.91. That could perform the role of a support today. Now, after that, I would like to look at Rigetti, which is continuing to drop down. This could be a bull flag in bull flag formation happening, 4 or 5 candles, and then a breakout on the upside. So I would still watch out for Rigetti. And then we are looking at Genomics. In Genomics, we have Prime. Prime has got a target of a bull flag target of around 7.21, and right now we are forming a bullish pennant out here, in my opinion, and that pennant should break out on the upside. So if I was to work out the pennant, I would say we are looking at something like this, and we are looking at something like this. So it's a tight squeeze. And I think today we have broken out. And since we have broken out from this pennant, I would like to take a target from here, the length of the flagpole, and put it at the pennant at the breakout point, and this should take us to 6.85. It may be a one straight leap, or it could be another bull flag or a bullish pennant and then a move upwards. But that's what I'm looking at, and we'll see what happens. This is just the probability, so it could still reverse if the overall market sentiment goes bad. But as you can see, we have a plan out here and everything is working as per the plan. So if you have invested in this and you have made some profit so far, good luck to you. But also start thinking about some kind of a protection for the downside, because the overall market with the government shutdown looming is seeming a little bit weak, and that could definitely have an effect on prime. We can't ignore the fundamentals either. Intellia is flat in pre-market trades, and I'm thinking this is a bull flag. And are we going to break out on top of that? We'll watch when the candle forms today. Too early to say. Caribou is up 0.87%. I have plotted a target of 2.43 for Caribou Biosciences. It seems to be marching in that direction with a gain today of 0.87. Market sentiment is bullish. MACD is also bullish. Momentum is very strong. Plenty of room on the RSI. I think we are still marching towards 2.45. Beam Therapeutics is flat in pre-market trades. This, in my opinion, is a bull flag which has been created. We already met our cup and handle target of 25.45. So if this bull flag forms, then from the breakout point, we'll have to measure the flagpole and put it out there, and we'll work out a target. But we don't want to count our chicken before the eggs hatch, so we're going to wait for it. And we're looking at Altimmune, which is up 0.53%. I'll take any gains on Altimmune. It still has support at 3.34. It needs a breakout. A lot of consolidation has happened. When so much of consolidation happens, a firm base has been formed, and the movement upward is most likely to be powerful. Now we look at Editas, which is down 1.14%. Support will be somewhere in the region of 3.28 today. Illumina is down 0.57%. It's already broken below this minor line of resistance of 93.48, which will continue to be a resistance today. We are forming a bear flag out here, and the bear flags typically break down on the downside. We'll wait and watch. CRISPR Therapeutics is down 0.52% in pre-market trades. It will continue to get a support at 62.20. Allogene is down 0.79% in pre-market trades. And we have Grail, which is down 0.37% in pre-market trades. Grail also made a good jump. We had a target earlier for around 45.24. We are already broken through that target. Now let us see if we can see a new pattern. Let us go and pick up our brush pattern out here. Oh, not a brush pattern. I would like to go for an arc pattern. I'm going to take an arc from here and go all the way up to here. Maybe I could then pull it down. I'll take this all the way to the top of this. I'll pull it down, and then I would like to go and take a length from the lowest point here and put it on the breakout point. The breakout point was out here. So let me refine this a little bit. Okay, let me go further and say that this happens to be our cup and handle pattern. And this is the lowest point. Okay, this measures out. And so we are broken out above the neckline. We are broken out above the neckline out here. So that's a target of 61.27 for Grail, in my opinion. And I think we are marching towards that. I wouldn't be surprised if we form a bullish pennant or a bull flag before we reach that. I wouldn't be surprised if we reach there and start forming a flag. So that's what I'm thinking is happening. And let us have a quick look at the RSI to see what is the potential of the RSI. I'm going to take a horizontal line from here and put it exactly on top of the RSI out here, and then come back to the normal resolution. RSI has already been hit, so the chances of a consolidation or a giving up of gains and creating a bull flag is higher than the chances of us meeting the target of 61.43 today. That's my personal opinion, not financial advice. So if you already made some profit on Grail, I would strongly advise that you take a downside protection given the overall market sentiment. PSEB is down 0.16% and ARCG is down 0.26%. Vertex is down 0.16%. Ginkgo Bioworks is down 1.89%. It had moved up significantly and it has given up some gains. Market sentiment, which was bearish, has started recovering. And we have MACD, which is also extremely bullish, momentum also above average and pretty strong, plenty of room on the RSI. I think it's the overall market sentiment which is weighing on it. But I also have some positives out here, and I'm going to take a brush out here and say this is a reverse head and shoulder pattern out here that I see. And the reverse head and shoulder pattern probably had let me take a target out here. I need to work on this a little bit. I think I want to rush a little bit to cover today's session and get back to the market. I'll talk about the target later on, but suffice to say there is a reverse head and shoulder pattern which is bullish, and I don't think we have reached the target as yet. And for today, I think we'll have a resistance around 13.71. Let us look forward to either a consolidation or a little bit of a movement up for today. And then I would like to go to Precision, which is flat in pre-market trades. It has about a strong resistance at 3.65. So that will perform the role of resistance today. And then I want to look at Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly was marching towards this regression center line. And this morning, it's down 0.32%. So it continues to find resistance at around 735.87. It is looking a little bit weak because market sentiment has weakened. MACD is absolutely bearish and momentum is below average and it's flatlining. So it's not looking good for Eli Lilly today. I think the overall market sentiment is also weighing on it. I'm looking at Ultragenyx. Ultragenyx had a smart recovery yesterday, and in the process, it converted a lot of resistances into support. And we have these supports which are going to help us today. For today, the support is 29.86. Right now, we are at 30.36, flat in pre-market trade. Market sentiment is bullish, moving up from neutral. MACD is on top of the signal line, ready to cross over to the bullish side. Momentum is above average and picking up plenty of room on the RSI. I'm still optimistic about Ultragenyx. A Rocket, which Inf is constantly looking at, is down 0.55%. And yesterday, I was thinking that we had this bull flag, which has broken up on the upside. I think probably I'd like to revise my opinion and say that the flag probably is looking like this. And are we going to break out above from that? That's what I would like to see. And for today, it doesn't seem like we are breaking out. So I don't know if we are going to meet our target of 28.53. However, the 28.53 target has come from a long period of time where the cup had formed. And this is coming to us all the way from somewhere around 18th of September 2024. So I think I would still hold out for the target of around 28.58, but I would definitely buy some downside protection momentarily given the overall market sentiment. Pfizer is down 0.21% after a little bit of gain yesterday. Friends, that kind of brings me to look at the currencies. Now, Bitcoin USD is going to track along with what's happening with the major indices. It's down 1.11% this morning. It will get support today somewhere around 112,079. And we have Ethereum, which also mirrors the same. And it's also down this morning 1.28%. It's the market sentiment is bearish, MACD is also bearish, and momentum is below average. It's just reflecting the market sentiment. Solana is also down 2.93%. And we have this bear flag forming out here, which typically has the highest probability of breaking down on the downside. And we have XRP. XRP is also down 1.11%, should potentially get some support today at 2.76. So that's the story for today, my friends. And that brings me to an end of today's session. And I'd like to get your feedback, guys. If you have any tips, pointers, or anything, please let me know. And also let me know if you find the top 5 movers that I present every morning, anything useful. And I'm planning to make some videos on those top 5 separately and publish it free and post market. Please let me know what you think of that idea. And if you have used any of those top 5 in the last 2 or 3 days since I've started announcing that, please let me know in the comment section. Thanks and have a great day, my friends. I'm going to go and have my breakfast and start the day. Bye for now.